Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. Copying tables and views between databases in SQL Server can be achieved in several ways. Below, I'll provide a comprehensive tutorial that covers the different methods, along with code examples for each. Method 1, using SQL Server Management Studio, ssms. Copying a table. 1. Open ssms, connect to your SQL Server instance. 2. Locate the source database, find the database that contains the table you want to copy. 3. Right-click the table, select the table you want to copy, right-click it, and choose Script Table as Create to New Query Editor window. 4. Modify the script, change the database name in the use statement or directly in the Create Table statement if you want to create it in a different database. 5. Execute the script, run the modified script in the target database to create the table. Example: SQL. This is an example of the generated script. Use target database, change to your target database. Go. Create table dbo.mytable. ID int primary key. Name and varchar, 100. Created date time. 6. Copy data, use the insert into. Select statement to copy data into the new table. SQL. Insert into target database.dbo.mytable, ID, name, created date. Select ID, name, created date. From source database.dbo.mytable. Copying a view. 1. Locate the source view, find the view you want to copy. 2. Right-click the view, select Script View as Create to New Query Editor window. 3. Modify and execute, change the target database in the use statement and execute the script. SQL. Use target database, change to your target database. Go. Create view dbo.myview as. Select ID, name. From dbo.mytable. Method 2, using T-SQL scripts. You can also directly copy tables and views using T-SQL scripts. Copying a table. SQL. Create the new table in the target database. Use target database, specify the target database. Go. Create table dbo.newtable. ID int primary key. Name and varchar, 100. Created date time. Insert data from the source table. Insert into target database.dbo.newtable, ID, name, created date. Select ID, name, created date. From source database.dbo.existing table, specify the source table. Copying a view. SQL. Use target database, specify the target database. Go. Create the new view in the target database. Create view dbo.newView as. Select ID, name. From source database.dbo.existing view, specify the source view. Method 3, using SQL Server Integration Services, SSIS. If you need to copy large volumes of data between databases, you might consider using SQL Server Integration Services, SSIS. SSIS is a powerful ETL, extract, transform, load, tool that allows you to manage data flows and transformations. 1. Create a new SSIS project, open SQL Server Data Tools, SSDT, and create a new SSIS project. 2. Add a data flow task, drag a data flow task onto the control flow surface. 3. Configure the data flow. Add an OLEDB source to connect to the source database and select the table or view you want to copy. Add an OLEDB destination to connect to the target database and specify the destination table or view. 4. Run the package, execute the package to transfer the data. Conclusion. Copying tables and views between databases in SQL Server can be done through various methods depending on the complexity and the size of the data. For simpler tasks, T-SQL scripts or ssms will suffice, while SSIS provides robust options for more extensive data transformation and loading scenarios. Always ensure you have the necessary permissions and back up your data before making changes. Copying tables and views between databases in SQL Server can be accomplished through several methods, including using SQL Server Management Studio, SSMS, Transact SQL, T-SQL, scripts, or SQL Server Integration Services, SSIS. This tutorial will focus on using T-SQL scripts for copying tables and views, as it provides a programmatic approach that can be easily automated. Prerequisites: SQL Server Management Studio, SSMS, installed. Sufficient permissions to read from the source database and write to the target database. The source and target databases should be accessible from the same SQL Server instance, or you should have link servers set up if they are on different instances. Copying tables between databases. Step 1. Create the source and target databases. For demonstration purposes, let's create two sample databases, SourceDB and TargetDB. SQL. Create source database. Create database SourceDB. Go. Use SourceDB. Go. Create a sample table. Create table employees. Employee ID int primary key. First name and varchar, 50. Last name and varchar, 50. Hire date. Insert sample data. Insert into employees, employee ID, first name, last name, hire date. Values. 1. John, Doe, 2020-01-01. 2. Jane, Smith, 2021-01-01. Go. Create target database. Create database TargetDB. Go. Step 2. Copy the table structure and data. To copy the table structure and data from SourceDB to TargetDB, you can use the following T-SQL script. SQL. Use the target database. Use TargetDB. Go. Create the table structure in the target database. Create table employees. Employee ID int primary key. First name and varchar, 50. Last name and varchar, 50. Hire date. Go. Copy data from source to target. Insert into targetdb.dbo.employees, employee ID, first name, last name, hire date. Select employee ID, first name, last name, hire date. From sourcedb.dbo.employees. Go. Copying views between databases. Step 1. Create a sample view in the source database. Let's create a view in the SourceDB that retrieves employee names. SQL. Use SourceDB. Go. Create a sample view. Create view employee names as. Select first name, last name from employees. Go. Step 2. Create the view in the target database. To copy the view from SourceDB to TargetDB, you can use the following T-SQL script. SQL. Use TargetDB. Go. Create the view in the target database. Create view employee names as. Select first name, last name from sourcedb.dbo.employees. Go. Important notes. 1. Schema considerations. Ensure that the table structures, including indexes, constraints, etc., are identical if you're copying directly. If you need to copy all attributes, consider using the Generate Scripts feature in ssms. 2 data types. Ensure that the data types in the target table are compatible with the source table. 3 foreign keys and relationships. If your table has foreign key constraints, you may need to handle them accordingly, either by copying related tables first or by temporarily disabling constraints. 4 permissions. Make sure you have the necessary permissions on both databases to create tables/views and insert data. 5 automation. If you need to copy tables or views regularly, consider creating a stored procedure or a SQL agent job to automate the process. Conclusion: copying tables and views between databases in SQL Server can be efficiently performed using T-SQL scripts. This method allows for flexibility and can be automated for regular tasks. Make sure to always verify data integrity and maintain compatibility between the source and destination structures.